anyone can be killed, and it's mostly youth. And, kids are not living their lives like they should be.
Street violence in Chicago is epidemic, endangering the lives of city residents in the poorest areas. But nowhere in the media attention or official calls for more policing has a serious attempt been made to uncover why life has become so cheap. Young people in particular are at risk of being made a shooting victim and being drawn into conflicts themselves. Young people speaking with the World Socialist website said people are drawn to gang life for its promise of easy money and status in circumstances where they otherwise have no future. As in cities across the U.S., there has been a profound decline in living conditions for the working class in Chicago. Industrial jobs that paid decent wages have been eliminated and replaced by low-wage and temporary work. These conditions have been worsened by decades of Democratic Party rule. Cost-cutting and privatization have closed schools and health and wellness clinics and dramatically reduced the availability of affordable housing.
Personally, in 2012, I had over 7 people die in 1 year, back to back to back, at least every single month. I had someone dying. So someone close to me, someone that I knew, someone that I saw every day, someone that I talked to every day, someone that I, communicated with, somebody that I love, cared for. You would talk to them one day, and the next day they would legit be gone.
It's kind of hard to pinpoint what the problem is, whether it's gang-related or it's other conditions in the city. Not enough development on the south side or west side of Chicago, and where there's like positive influence, unlike you have downtown, to where you have stuff like this being built and not being built on the west side or on the south side.
I think the opportunities are very limited now. I think they're cutting resources and they're more worried about saving money than what the youth have to do that's proactive. I think that leaves a lot of youth just stranded, and they fall in wherever they feel they belong to feel a part of something. I felt like if there were more clubs and more organizations, they could feel like they belonged, but in something positive.
My daughter's 21. She can't get a job at McDonald's. She can't get a job at Jewel. She can't get a job because people my age are working there. That's the problem. Because so many people are out of work that they're going to the teenager jobs to make some kind of money for their families.
Chicago now is a tourist city. We got a lot of tourists coming here to Chicago, and you see all these buildings they tearing down, but they want to put up factories for jobs or housing. They want to put up clubs and restaurants for the tourists. But they realize that we might be homeless, but we still human.
There's money. Where the money is going and what's being done with it is another whole other issue, I guess. But if they could take a portion of that and dedicate it to keeping the youth off the streets and in school instead of closing schools.
The closing of schools, I can't agree with. The displacement of students where they have to walk. I walk those same routes. I've seen those same routes where they're not safe. I walked in the wintertime where there's not lights on all the time.
Also, I feel like the law enforcement is not as good as they say they are, because stats show that since the year of 1990, 295 police officers were convicted of doing crimes such as protecting mobsters, destroying evidence, drug dealing. And since the year 2000, there's a total of 47 police officers that were doing the same crimes. And you just look at how there was a time period where people were on death row, and people were making, like, a man like John Burge, he made people do false confessions, and they were on death row. The fact that people that are supposed to be protecting us decided to put us in danger like that, that's just very upsetting. They're acting like they're a SWAT for like these inner city things, and I think it's really just about testing out what they want to use abroad on us. That's what I think it is. I think it's like a test run, and they're using people as human lab rats, I think, and they're starting with the urban youth and the people in the city and the ones they feel won't be missed and won't be mourned, and nobody's going to really care too much.
The president is from Chicago, so you don't want his hometown looking bad. So he has to make it look like, oh, okay, I care about that, but I feel, no, you don't really care about us, because we still have people dying, and we still have a big problem here, a very big problem that is not handled at all.
When you have money, you have security. When you ain't got no money, you ain't got no security. That's it.
I think there's going to be a social explosion. I think they're scared of a social revolution. I think they're scared of a racial revolution. I think a lot of that ties into each other. I think if you keep people impoverished and you kind of strip them of their hope, you hope to keep them subservient, if that makes sense. And if you get out of line, then we lock you up.